So here with Paul James at the end of, we've already mentioned, I think, in an interview with Rylan, it's been a long 4 days. It's been a tough 4 days. We're, I think we're literally on our last legs here as we do this. But just really wanted to have a run through of the whole team because it's such a great event, Kartmasters, brilliantly put on by the guys at Trent Valley Kart Club. Everyone at PFI has done a fantastic job. And we just want to go through, I think, the awning as a whole because you're always over 4 days. You're going to have ups, you're going to have downs. It's 4 days of karting. We've heard from Rylan, he's great success. So let's go through the Honda Cadets first of all. There's been some tough luck, I think it's fair to say, in the awning. I think obviously Ewan Charman came here with high hopes, deservedly so, because he's shown great pace in the British Championships. Had a bit of tough luck this weekend, let's be blunt. Things that he had no control over meant that he was always fighting a bit of a battle to come up through the pack, but he still showed his pace at times.
Yeah, no, he was one of the fastest in the pre-final. He did a good job in his overtakes. Just got a little bit unlucky in the main final. Misprint on his scrutineering card and cost him a result. So we're going to have a debrief after this weekend and resolve it, make sure we don't make that mistake again. So other than that, he's done a fantastic job and kept his head high when it all was going wrong in the heats for him. So proud of you.
And to talk about keeping your head high, because it is hard here. We say that there's 4 days, 1 day of practice, but 3 days of heats. There's a lot of time for stuff to go wrong. But I think really impressive how Freddie Hull bounced back with a tough start. Little bits of bad luck again. So as you can see, a few big trucks coming past us at the moment because it literally is closing time here. But yeah, Freddie, tough times in the heat, but he really showed that fighting spirit. And I know he got a drop down in the final. Drove really, really well in the Grand Prix, didn't he?
Yeah, for the 2 finals he's done today, absolutely outstanding. He overtook a lot of karts, even on the controlled exhaust, which is obviously makes it all the process quite fair at the front. So he did a great job, and obviously the drop down just sort of hampered his chance for a top 10 finish at a national event. But he is going to be obviously strong for next week at the Honda Festival, which is fantastic. And I'm proud of Freddie's performance this weekend after the challenging week.
Brilliant. And more great performances as well. We're going to keep rolling here because it's going to show you the size of the event that it is here. Henry Joslin, let's speak about Henry now, because another driver who had some tough luck in the heats, so certainly had some tough luck in the final as well. We'll go on to that. But once again, pace. Now we spoke to Henry last week with his dad Tim. We know he's got pace. He's just the current lap record holder at Shennington. He showed that pace here, battled through some adversity, and he had some really tough luck in the final as well, didn't he?
Yeah, Henry hasn't done much track time here. Something that we need to work on over the winter period. But he did get into, obviously showed some great pace into the early 108s, which is near enough two or three tenths off the fastest lap in the final. So proud of Henry. Obviously it didn't go his way after being swiped out in the final. Kept his composure, kept charging on in that 15-minute race, and come back and obviously didn't finish last, but he overtook quite well and obviously got to the finish line. So he's going to take a lot of positives out this weekend and hopefully move on from here.
Okay. And last but no means least, so we've spoken about hard luck and Jacob Gilman again. It's no surprise here, I'm sort of speaking about my own son, but I suppose what could have gone wrong went wrong really this weekend.
Yeah.
It's Jacob struggled for pace, I think, a little bit at the start of the weekend, but he was still there or thereabouts in the mid-pack. And it kind of all started to go downhill when the big motor we had a few issues with, had to go to his number 2 motor. And I think for all the kids actually, when things happen with equipment, which is part and parcel of motorsport, it does happen. It's a real challenge for them, isn't it, to try and get over that. But when that engine went down, I think we saw a race in one of the heats on Friday where it went from 23rd on the grid up to 9th. I mean, went past some very quick drivers, who are great, very talented around here, like some Nakamura Roberta and Connor Duncan, and fast drivers. But his engine blew on the last lap. He didn't really recover from that, did he?
It was an unlucky weekend for Jacob and also an unlucky weekend for you, so yeah, sorry about that.
No.
Obviously, we're going to get this issue addressed. The guys at RPM are going to do a fantastic job, as always, looking after the team. They're going to get the engine back running, ready for Honda Festival. But Jacob found it hard today, obviously, with his best engine going down. It was a big knock for his confidence, for sure, because even though the second motor is near enough the same, it's not.
Psychological.
Yeah, psychologically, he will recover well, and obviously the pace he's shown has been very, very good. So we'll just need to get him in the groove again, ready for next week.
Onwards and upwards to Kim Bolton. So that's the Hondas. So let's speak about the Mini X30. So we had 2 drivers, Brandon Templeton and Milo Pilfold. Once again, I think weekends of ups and downs, you're always going to get it over a weekend of this length. So let's speak about Brandon, because we're talking about personal achievement. That's always the goal for every driver, to try and get personal best. Yeah. And he got his personal best in the final, had a really, really good result there, didn't he?
Yeah, he's Brandon obviously is his first big National A Kartmasters event. He obviously hasn't done much track time here. We did a day in his old 4-stroke around here learning the track. We've done 1 race meeting and it was half wet, half dry. It wasn't the best of situations. So this weekend's his first full dry event. It's just hasn't tied in well with his own family commitments and also the commitments we've had for his championships this year. So we thought we'd throw him in the deep end, see how he got on. Obviously, very little time on the Thursday test to learn the track, but with the 6-minute sessions, we put as much in as possible for him. We got the car a lot better for him in the final, made a few adjustments, and he reached his personal best. And obviously, all we wanted for him, we're not going to be challenging the leaders this year. We're not at that level yet as a driver, but if we can beat his personal best every time and also make him feel more confident in himself in the car, then by all means he's going to improve massively over the next sort of 6 months. So yeah, we're now looking into upgrading the chassis, because he's running on a 3-year-old car. He's now getting to a stage where he's getting faster, so we need to give him a little bit extra help behind him really for the couple of extra rounds coming up.
Well, we look forward to seeing that. Now that also leaves Milo Pilfold. Now I was watching the mini races, great racing incidentally up and down the field, fantastic class to watch. Now I was really impressed with Milo in a couple of the heats. You know, he was getting himself up towards the top 10, raced really, really well. And as I say, I was very, very impressed with him. And I know he had some tough luck today, didn't he? But let's not forget that pace he showed earlier in the weekend.
Yeah, no, he's been very, very good. He's been, obviously, he won the last club meeting here at PFI, so he went into this meeting quite strong. But yeah, luck didn't go our way for him. So obviously, we're lacking about 4 or 5 temps a lap on the front guys, but he hasn't done much track time around here either. Obviously, he's done, say, 3, 4 meetings here, where a lot of kids that he's racing with have done 3 years in their cadet classes and in the mini stuff. So for him to approach this meeting, a big national meeting, I think he's done exceptionally well. And even though Jason's kicking himself that he let his own son down, which he didn't, just a little misfortune with the engine slipping back in the final, cost him a top 10 finish. But by all means, I'm very, very happy with his performance and everyone in the team's performance, and the camaraderie has been fantastic this weekend.
Yeah, it's been a really, really enjoyable weekend for everyone. Some great achievements up and down the awning. I think we're going to make a move now before we either get run over with all the traffic coming out, and we also need to get away from here because we're all knackered. But listen, it's been a great event. Thanks to everybody at the circuit who have put on a fantastic event, looked after us all really, really well. The drivers all had a great time, and I think we've got 4 days off, and we're back on it again at Kim Bolton.
Yeah. So it's not long ago, but like I say, I'd like to thank our suppliers, which is Project One Racing, Synergy, Bontoff, RPM, and going into the mini stuff, Strawberry Racing for the fantastic Tony Kart chassis they provide for the team, and also Grice Racing Engines, who supply the team with some great power for the 2-stroke category.
Brilliant. Well, thanks to all of them, and onwards and upwards to the next one. Thanks very much, Paul.
Thank you very much.
I'm sure we'll be speaking again soon.
Yep. See you soon.